You have a framework that works. You've helped people get real results. But right now, your Stripe account is quiet because nobody buys a 10K transformation from someone they just met. You're stuck in what I call the messy middle. Framework rich, but cash poor. Today, I'm showing you the bridge service, a micro offer that gets you paid while you build your authority. It's the fastest way to stop pitching your big idea and start getting paid to solve small problems. I know the frustration of having something valuable to offer and watching people nod along the way, say it sounds great, and then they disappear. It's not that your framework doesn't work, it's that you're asking strangers to make a big bet on you before they've seen you in action. The good news, there is a quieter path. One that builds trust, generates cash, and gives you the intel you need to sell your bigger offer later. Today, I'll walk you through exactly how to find your bridge service, price it, and use it as a paid market research for your full transformation. So let me give you some context about what's actually happening right now. There's a phenomenon I call consultation inflation. Every founder with the framework is selling a 5K, 10K, 15K transformation. The market is flooded with big promises. And the clients, they are exhausted. Clients now prefer outcome-based micro-wins over long-term strategy engagements. They're not saying no to the transformation. They're saying no to the commitment before trust. Think about it from their perspective. They've been burned before. They invested in programs that didn't deliver. They hired a consultant who talked the big game and left them with a 40-page deck they never use. So when you show up with your $10,000 offer, even if it's exactly what they need, their guard goes up. Not because of your price, but because of their past. Here's what most founders miss. The same client who won't buy your whole staircase, they'll happily pay for you to help them with the first step. They don't need convincing that they have a problem. They need proof that you're the right person to solve it. And the fastest way to prove that? Stop selling the transformation and start selling the relief. Let me explain this in a different way. In soccer, you don't start a match with the 6-yard sprint towards the goal. You will burn yourself out in 5 minutes. You start with the 5-yard pass. Short, simple, low risk. These passes do 3 things. They get your team's heart rate up, they help you read the field, and they build rhythm before you attempt anything ambitious. Your bridge service is the 5-yard pass. It's a low-risk way for your client to test you out, and it's a high-speed way for you to find your operation rhythm. You're not asking them to commit to 3 months of strategic work. You're asking them to let you solve one small problem in a few hours. And that's a very different conversation. And here's what happens after the first pass connect. They see how you work. They experience your thinking. They feel the relief of having something off their plate. Now, when you mention your big offer, it's not a cold pitch. It's a warm invitation from someone they already trust. By the way, if you want weekly systems advice like this, I write a newsletter called Operations Reset. Every week I break down frameworks and step-by-step processes that help you run a lighter business. The link's in the description. So, how do you actually find your bridge service? This is where we use the extract phase of the Operations Reset framework. But instead of extracting systems from your business, you're extracting one sellable piece from your expertise. Ask yourself this question. What do people always ask you for advice on? Not the big strategic stuff, the specific tactical thing they slide into your DMs about. The question that makes you think, I could answer this in 20 minutes. For a marketing founder, maybe it's how you structure a lead magnet. For an operations person, maybe it's how you set up a workflow in Notion. For a finance person, maybe it's how you read a P&L without glazing over. Whatever it is, there's something people consistently asking you about. That's your starting point. Can you deliver this under 4 hours? This is important. Your bridge service needs to be contained. It's not a mini version of your full offer. It's a standalone solution to a localized problem. If you can scope it into a 4-hour delivery window, it's too big. Go smaller. A 30-minute audit, a 90-minute strategy session, a 1-hour workflow setup, a 2-hour template build. Small enough to be a no-brainer, complete enough to deliver real value. Make it a no-brainer. $297, $500, maybe $750 on the high end. I know this feels like you're underselling yourself, but remember what this is for. This isn't your revenue engine. This is your trust engine. The bridge service gets you in the door. It gives you a win. It builds the relationship that leads to your bigger offer. Price it to remove friction, not to maximize margin. Let me make this concrete. Say you're a marketing founder with the full brand strategy offer that runs about $8,000. Nobody buys it because they don't know you yet. Your bridge service, a 30-minute AI prompt audit for $297. You review how they are using AI in their content creation and give them 3 specific improvements. Takes you about an hour including prep. They get immediate value. And now they experience your thinking. Or say you're an operations founder like me. Your full offer is a system overhaul that takes 3 months. Your bridge service, a 2-hour video workflow setup for $500. You help them build their content batching system in Notion. Small, contained, but valuable. And here's the part most people miss. Your bridge service isn't just revenue, it's insight. While you're building their AI prompts or setting up the workflow, you are seeing inside their business. You're noticing the chaos, the bottlenecks, the systems that don't exist, the decisions that run through the founder. You're extracting the data you need to eventually sell your full transformation. You're not stepping down to a smaller service. You're becoming a spy for the operations. Every bridge service you deliver teaches you something about your market, what they actually struggle with, what language they use, what they're willing to pay for. This is market research you get paid for. And by the time you pitch your bigger offer, you're not guessing what they need. You've seen it firsthand. So here's what I want you to do this week. Open a notes app or pause a video and grab a piece of paper. List 3 things that you do in your sleep that other founders struggles with. 3 things people ask you about. 3 things that feel easy to you but overwhelming to them. Now, pick the easiest one. The one you could deliver in under 4 hours. The one that solves a real localized problem. That's your bridge service. This week, pitch it to 3 people. Not as a sales call, just to reach out and say, hey, I'm testing a new offer. Would this be helpful to you? See what happens. Get the feedback. Refine it. You don't need permission to start small. You need momentum. And momentum comes from movement, not from perfecting your 10K offer in isolation. By the way, if you want help figuring out where the bottleneck in your business, I built a free tool called Revenue Systems Map. It takes about 2 minutes and it shows you exactly where your clients are falling through the cracks in your business. If you want it, I'll drop a link in the description below. Stop waiting for someone to buy your whole staircase. Start helping them with the first step. Get paid for it. Build trust through delivery. The transformation sale comes later, but it only comes if you're in the game. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.